The movie opens with a girl named Melanie running through an underground tunnel from the creatures. She struggles to the surface, completely exhausted, and is met by a masked killer who raises a pickaxe to strike, and she pleads for her life. A year later, Melanie's sister Clover gathers a group of friends to search for answers near where Melanie disappeared. The group includes Megan, Clover's spiritually minded friend, Max, Clover's ex-boyfriend, and the married couple Nana and Abel. The others doubt the trip will accomplish anything, and Clover snaps when they speak, as though her sister is already dead. Melanie's last video was filmed outside a store called Hartley's at a gas station. Once there, Megan asks everyone to hold hands and try to sense Melanie's energy. The others go along reluctantly, until a passing truck's horn breaks the moment, and they realize Clover has already gone inside, alone. Outside, tension flares between Nana and Max over their failed relationship, though Abel laughs it off. Inside, the store clerk is an old man named Hill, who has worked there for many years. He doesn't recognize Melanie's photo but mentions that many people vanish near Glore Valley, a few miles ahead. The friends argue outside about whether this search is truly helping Clover process her sister's disappearance and their mother's recent death, but Megan and Nana insist Clover needs their support regardless. They drive toward Glore Valley through a sudden storm. Abel loses the road, and after several wrong turns, they arrive at an isolated house. Stepping out, they notice something impossible. Rain falls everywhere around them, but not within the clearing itself. A grave sits in the yard. A sign identifies the building as an information center, but no one is inside. The decor is disconcerting. A giant hourglass hangs over one wall's skull. Outside, Clover sees a figure like Melanie and chases it into the trees, Max following to bring her back. He catches her up and touches her shoulder, and mysteriously, they are back at the house entrance as if no time had passed. Inside, the guest book contains Melanie's signature, repeated many times, each misspelled differently. Abel finds a wall of missing person flyers, but no names or contact information. Suddenly, the hourglass flips over on its own. Abel's car disappears, then returns with headlights blazing and its engine roaring ominously, driving everyone back inside. With no way out, they explore the house's basement, finding what looks like an old living space. While investigating a strange noise, Abel is suddenly attacked and killed by a masked figure. Max tries fighting back with a chair, but is stabbed in the head. Megan is caught and beaten to death despite Clover's attempt to save her with a knife. Fleeing into the woods, Clover is struck down from behind by the killer's pickaxe, just as the last grains of sand fall in the hourglass. The hourglass flips again, and everyone wakes up at the same starting point, confused and disoriented, with no memory of what happened. They soon realize they're trapped in a time loop. Photos on the wall now include their own faces. As they process this revelation, the lights flicker and the front door slams shut on its own. Megan suddenly falls ill, her body twisting and cracking horrifically before she vanishes from the room entirely. Following whispers down the hall, they find her floating, ghost-like, near the missing person posters, her voice echoing the pleas of past victims before she collapses, dead again. A voice mimicking Melanie begs to be let inside. Clover tries to open the door despite her friend's objections, but finds no one there. Just a second and abandoned house-adjacent clearing. An invisible force drags her into a nearby cabin marked Clover the Witch, where a frail old woman watches news footage of the historic Glore Valley mining disaster. The woman offers Clover only two choices: survive the night or become part of the horror. She then subdues Clover and appears to possess her body, causing her physical form to disintegrate. Elsewhere, Abel convinces Nana to flee by car, but a massive creature blocks their path in the forest. The masked killer catches them before they can escape. Meanwhile, Max searches the cabin and encounters a possessed, mask-wearing Clover, who attacks him with a knife before being run down by the killer outside. The cycle resets once more. Trapped now in a bathroom, the remaining friends piece together the loop's rules. Surviving until dawn ends it, while dying resets everything. Megan warns there may be a limit to how many times they can try, citing her hair loss and their collective physical deterioration. Testing this theory, Abel drinks tap water and explodes gruesomely. Naina follows moments later. Clover and Max, having also drunk the water, choose to end the cycle quickly themselves, followed shortly by Hill's own violent death. The night resets yet again. Searching the house, Clover discovers Hill's badge identifying him as a psychotherapist who once treated survivors of the Glore Valley mine collapse, which killed over 1,000 people. Recorded session tapes reveal his theory. Trauma victims can transform gradually into monstrous Wendigo creatures, with 11 nights being the outer limit before full transformation. Hill's voice then crackles through the radio, telling them victory is possible, but only through sacrifice. Suspecting a trap, Clover contacts Hill anyway, and her fears are confirmed when he mentions Melanie is with him. Abel, hoping to offer Clover as tribute, is struck down by an enraged Naina. She and Abel head into the woods searching for Clover, who has fallen into a hidden trap. Max and Megan encounter a Wendigo in the trees. Fleeing, Megan crashes through a glass roof into an underground chamber and is dragged away. Max finds Clover trapped nearby, and together they confront a transformed, monstrous version of Melanie, which Max ultimately destroys. Devastated by news of Megan's repeated death, Clover asks Max to end this cycle quickly. He grants her wish, then takes his own life to reset things again. This time, their physical and mental states deteriorate sharply. The guestbook reveals they've endured 13 nights already. Megan, however, doesn't return this time, seemingly lost for good. Old phone footage later shows Hill calmly inspecting bodies after previous cycles, and Megan recording herself, vowing to track him down for answers. As Wendigos surround the house, Clover decides to fight back rather than run. The group heads through a hidden passage into the buried ruins of Old Glore Valley, dodging creatures along the way, until the masked killer corners them by smashing through a glass ceiling. Splitting up, Max fights the killer while Clover searches for Megan. Clover defeats a Wendigo-transformed Melanie using broken glass, while the others finally overpower the masked killer together. Reaching the old sanatorium, Clover finds Megan trapped near a restrained Wendigo. Unable to break through reinforced glass, she searches Hill's office for a key, discovering her own psychiatric file, including records of past suicide attempts. Confronting Hill directly, she tricks him into drinking cursed water, causing him to explode. Clover frees Megan, and the two escape as the freed Wendigo and others pursue them through the tunnels. Reaching the surface just as dawn breaks, Clover claws her way out exactly as Melanie once did, pulled to safety by Max. The curse is finally broken, and the surviving friends drive away from the nightmare. Back in Hill's office, the cameras show another car arriving, and we hear the evil doctor's whistle. Here is the end of the movie story. I hope you liked it. If you want more movie breakdowns, subscribe so you don't miss the next movie story recaps.